Hey Pisces, this is a daily message that I do for Pisces. Welcome to my channel, Light to Your Path Tarot. I'm Denise, and this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I like to do a daily for Pisces every day. So thank you for coming in to see what the message of the day is for Pisces. Pisces, I started this video and then it got interrupted, so I'm going back to it here because I feel like it's a good message. I'm using my Art of Life deck. It has famous artwork along with quotes, one of my very favorite decks. But let's start with the reading here. Pisces, Ten of Swords, those things that hurt instruct, Benjamin Franklin. So Ten of Swords is, it's a painful, it's painful. It's nailed to the ground. But the good thing about this is it is a 10. So that means it is the completion of something. So I feel like while something may be painful, it's also been an instructive experience. It's also been something that we learn from, because a lot of times in life we learn the most from the pain. So we come into your reading with this Ten of Swords, those things that hurt instruct, the completion of it could be a self-sabotaging cycle. It could be somebody else stabbed us in the back. Usually it's self-sabotaging, honestly, in my experience. It's that our old methods of operation or our old defense mechanisms actually get to the point where they hurt us instead of help us, I also have a quote here that I was talking about in the first video. I have a book where I write down all of my, I love this thing. This is where I write down like references from books or things that I come across that reminds me of certain cards. And I didn't write down who it was by, but I wrote down this quote that I think of a lot when the Ten of Swords comes up, which is, when the gates of hell are trampled down, they suddenly become the welcoming door to heaven. And the Ten of Swords traditionally shows someone laying on the ground with 10 swords across their body, like it's almost a card of it can't get any worse, and so I love that saying, when the gates of hell are trampled down, they suddenly become the welcoming door to heaven, because that's when we can completely open ourselves. We've had that experience, and it just strengthens us having been through that. We have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles here. I love this because whatever painful cycle that we have just been through has become the welcoming mat for this kind of next season or cycle of our life. The Queen of Pentacles. Let me read that to you. It says, riches are not from abundance of worldly goods, but from a contented mind. Muhammad. A contented mind. The Queen of Pentacles is rich because of her mind, but it's also because she has a contented mind, which means peace. She's very peaceful. Queen of Pentacles is not just an authority on money and value, but her gift, it's about, she recognizes her gift. And it's kind of, and when I say peaceful place, it's like nobody can disturb that. She doesn't need outside validation. She's not seeking that, which puts her in a more powerful position as well. Queen of Pentacles understands value, money, material things, and she sees it's just a high level of wisdom and sense of value. It's a very accomplished kind of energy, very peaceful. All is right in her world, and she doesn't have that kind of security from having a big bank account. Like a lot of us do think that a big bank account gives us that, but it's not. She has it in her mind. It's the peace in her mind that is the most valuable. But it is a sense of accomplished mindset with the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is also an accomplishment. It's a refinement. Let me read that one to you. It says, none of us will ever accomplish anything excellent or commanding except when he listens to this whisper which is heard by him alone. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So the Nine of Pentacles here, I love this because this is what the welcome mat opens up for us, to contented mind, a good mind for wealth, what is valuable to us. And then this Nine of Pentacles, which is the self-made man or woman card. The Nine of Pentacles is, I've achieved this. I did this myself. I didn't have to rely on anybody to do this. And usually it takes some time to get to that sense of refinement. The Queen of Pentacles has that sense of refinement because she's been through the Nine of Pentacles. It's choosing higher for herself. It's also believing in herself, and it's just where we get to know ourselves a little better. But this talks about listening to the whisper which is heard by us alone. So, it's like, how some, or back in the day, men used to be good with having women like the traditional, not the traditional, but what's that saying, barefoot and pregnant. But the women, because that gave them the security that she could never leave because she's dependent on him. That Nine of Pentacles is being dependent on yourself, making something for yourself so that nobody can tell you what to do with your money. Nobody can tell you what to do with that. Only, and it's the whisper within ourselves about that we're being guided. It's like the compass is being pointed in that direction even. So whatever painful situation there has been, I feel like the switch flips here. We flip the switch and we're like, oh, I actually learned from that situation. Now I'm wiser. Now I understand what's important and what's not. Can be regarding money, doesn't have to be regarding money. It can just be our own sense of worth, our own sense of self, our own sense of the way our compass is pointing and what we feel like we deserve. It is a refining kind of energy. It's like understanding that we make our own value. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. Voltaire, I guess I said that right. Francois Marie Arouet. I have no idea if I said that right or not. But the Nine of Swords is, it's like the monkey on the back. It's like the thing inside of our head that we just can't stop thinking about. It's on repeat. It plays over and over and over and over again. It's a fear. It's a worry. It's a regret. And I think with this, a lot of dispelling that anxiety in our mind, a lot of expelling that anguish in our mind is, living in the now. Having regrets over something doesn't change it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't change it. The only thing we can do is do better than we did before. It's like being forgiving of ourselves, being forgiving of others, so that you're not in this Nine of Swords, so that you're not anguishing over something that you can't do anything about anymore. It's just learn from it. But it does say the longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. And I mean, that's a very valid thing of, if we keep being hard on ourselves or down on ourselves about something, I mean, our bodies don't lie. Our bodies are listening to what we're telling them. So let's, I want to get some advice for Pisces. Which deck do I want to use for advice? I think I'm going to use this. This is the newest deck I got. It's like the old style tarot or something, I think it's called, by US Games. Pretty cool deck. Let's use this one for advice here. I feel like we already have advice. Learning from the past, learning from what hurt us, integrating that wisdom, becoming more peaceful within ourselves and who we are, relying on ourselves, refining ourselves, and, learning to let go of the fears, the regrets, the disappointments, all of that, because it's like, okay, that happened. Next, going on to the next thing, learn from it and go on. Look at that. We have the Queen of Pentacles again. This is being comfortable with who we are. This is having a contented mind. This is a beautiful Queen of Pentacles card, by the way. I love the coloring on these cards. Some of them are just very light and subtle coloring, and then some of them are just like a little more vibrant. But here, look at that. It's like I said what I said. That's when the tarot says I said what I said. The Queen of Pentacles. Be content with what you have. Be content with your gift, with who you are and how you express that. It's finding a sense of home. This is home base, finding that sense of home and peacefulness within yourself. Recognizing the value, self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, and using that it's abundance mindset. It's very much abundance mindset. What else do we have for, I love that came out twice. What else do we have for Pisces for advice for this daily message, please? This has really been a nice message. Page of Cups. Lighthearted. Regarding emotions, opening your heart, being playful, could be extending an offer. Sometimes it's extending a olive branch. And with that Nine of Swords, I'm wondering if it has to do with us extending the olive branch to ourselves, and not being so hard on ourselves. I feel like I should put this over here because the Ten of Swords nailed us to the ground, and this is we get back up smiling. And there's the Hanged Man. Seeing something differently. Page of Pentacles is in the reverse on the bottom, so we'll talk about that here in a moment as far as advice. But I do feel like this is get up smiling. Use the pain from the past to make you better. Getting in the mindset of, this is kind of the minor arcana of the Empress with the Queen of Pentacles, the mindset of abundance within and for yourself in that state of peace of mind. But we have this Hanged Man here. So this is being hung up on something. It is the need to see something differently, and it does require some sort of sacrifice in order to free ourselves from that hang up, whatever that is. So what would this hang up be here? It's probably that Nine of Swords and that Ten of Swords together, maybe. Both of them are very difficult cards to handle when we're in that state. So this does talk about maybe you need to take a time out to see something, turn it on its head, to see it in a totally different perspective. But that it's kind of like this saying, our new life is going to cost us our old one. So our new way of thinking is going to cost us our old one. And this, I think the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords was the old way of thinking. So it's about getting in this abundance mindset, about being lighthearted, open-hearted here. And the Page of Cups has to do with the emotions. So, newness in the emotions. And it's not like you're going to be an expert at this right off the bat. This Page of Cups is asking us to feel it, because cups have to do with feelings and emotions. This is asking us to feel, get in our mind, start thinking about what this kind of abundance and peace might feel like. What would that feel like? Because it's going to feel a whole lot better than this, or this. Oh, look at that. The Fool is underneath. I just saw that. Let's read it. You must live in the present. And we were talking about that because when we're living in the regrets here, the fear, the I should have's, I could have's, you must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave and find your eternity in each moment. Henry David Thoreau. That's beautiful. That says, and that's just what we were talking about with this Page of Cups. With feeling what this kind of peace and abundance might feel like, you know, and it's going to cost you your old mindset of fear, of, oh, I'm afraid I'm not going to have money to pay those bills, or I'm afraid of this, or I'm afraid of that. You're living in the past or the present or the future. And this is the present right here with this Queen of Pentacles. This is the present. This is asking us to get ourselves up, get ourselves up, brush ourselves off, and smile and think about this and think about this with the Hangman. You got some time here being suspended, tied to a tree, to think about what this might feel like. And I think the more that we, it goes into that, it like bleeds into the abundance, manifestation kind of stuff, get a picture of this in your mind. All right, I could keep on talking about this for a while. Let's see, what else do we have here? We had the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So, Page of Pentacles reverse. This is the idea of lack. Maybe he is desperately holding on to this pentacle and it's falling out of his hands. This is letting go of that sense of lack, because for me, the pages are the ideas. This is the idea of feeling. This is the idea of opening my heart. This is the idea of me knowing what this feels like, feeling it with the cups. The Page of Pentacles is in the reverse here. So this is, I think what we're having to look at differently is how we think about money and how we try desperately to hold on to it, in our mind. This is letting go of a poverty conscious kind of mindset, where it's always going to slip away from us. But it is the Pentacles as well and a page. So I do feel like there needs to be newness regarding our value, which we talked about with that Queen of Pentacles as well. So newness regarding value, getting ourselves in this Queen of Pentacles / Empress kind of mindset. Our new life is going to cost us our old one, but it refines us with that Nine of Pentacles. All right, that's what I have for the day. Like I said, I was on a roll. I could keep talking about that. But I hope this has been helpful to someone today, Pisces. If it is, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate the support in helping me grow my channel. And thank you so much for watching.